One of the things that happens so often to me in my life is people come up to me and ask me, how do you get so much done? Do you really only work 3 days a week? How can it be possible that you're doing all of these things and that you have kids and that you take care of yourself emotionally, you take care of your fitness, you travel all over the place? How do you get so much done in so short of amount of time in your workday? And this program is my answer. This is exactly what I do in my own life to be able to get so much done in such a short amount of time. What I want to talk about first is time management and what that actually means. Time really can't be managed. It doesn't need to be managed. Time just is. What needs to be managed is us. What we need to manage is our mind about it. How much of the noise is affecting your focus? So for example, if I tell myself I'm busy all the time, and then I sit down for an hour to do a task, if my brain is buzzing with a lot of negativity and a lot of busy energy, it's going to take me so much longer to do that task than if I'm clear, than if I feel like I have plenty of time. Is if I feel relaxed, is if I feel managed, is if I feel controlled, I'll probably be able to get that hour task done in a half hour. Now, your clients will come to you and say, well, look at all these things I have to do. And that's where the time journal is really powerful, because they'll tell you they have so many things to do. And you'll say, okay, tell me exactly what you have to do. And it'll be like 4 things. In their mind, they've made it such a big thing. They've made it such an overwhelming thing that they don't see how much time they really have and how much time they're spending wasting their time by thinking about time in a negative way. The first thing that we always want to create with anything is awareness around our time. One of the best assignments is a time journal. How do you spend, quote unquote, your 24/7? The great way to think about it is you are given $24,000 every day, and you either use that money for something or it goes away. You have to do something with the $24,000 in order to create value, or it's gone at the end of the day. That's basically what time is. Let's talk about how you spent your time yesterday. And you start with the beginning of the day and you go all the way to when they go to sleep. And you write it down and you get this sense of awareness. It's incredibly powerful to get a sense of awareness of what you're doing every day with your 24. This will be tedious. You won't think it's important, but I'm telling you, it is so important for us to understand how you're spending your time. So the first thing that I want you to do, and this is a practice, you can do it at any time, but when I recommend that you do it is Monday morning, first thing before you even start your week. We do what we call a to-do download. It's like a thought download, but it's a to-do download. You sit down with a blank piece of paper like this. I prefer it be written instead of on the computer. Getting it out of your brain and onto a piece of paper where you can see it as a physical thing. And you just write down every single thing that you want to do and that you have to do. Now, as you start writing, you'll get more and more things will come. Just keep writing, just keep writing, just keep writing. Now, you may get a list and then you may feel like you're done. You're not done. Ask yourself, what else? What else? Clean it all out. What else is on your brain? You want to be able to fill up as much of this paper as you can. Any unfinished business, that closet that needs to be cleaned out, the car that needs to be taken to the wash, all your unfinished business, all the stuff, download it out. Get it out of your head. Because some of you have all these unfinished to-dos in your brain and you don't realize that having to think about them over and over and over again and the feelings that they bring up of incompleteness, you don't realize how much that's affecting you. Work things, personal things, family things, future things, vacation things, all of it. All of it, just put it all in one big mass. Okay, on a piece of paper. Now, for some of you, you will want to look at that paper and get overwhelmed. That's fine. I just want you to get it out of your brain. Then you're going to put your pencil down and you're going to sit back and you're going to take a breath. The next thing you want to do is prioritize that list. Now, for some of you, that's a pretty long list. Take the time and prioritize it. And here's how I want you to prioritize it. I want you to prioritize it in terms of when it needs to get done. Most of you will interpret this to mean, what is the most urgent thing? That is not what I mean. What I mean is, what is the most important thing? Those are the things that you should do first. The most important thing. I want to tell you a secret. If you look at your to-do list and you have tons of stuff on there that is urgent, it's because you're not planning well. Okay? When you start planning well, nothing has to be urgent. What you're going to do is, once you get that list in an order that feels good to you, is you're going to take the list and you're going to transfer it to your calendar. This will take time. You will not want to do this. You must do this. This is the secret to the universe, okay? This is the secret to getting everything done. So you have all these things that you're going to do. Now, some of them you're going to do on Monday, the day that you're doing this. You will put them at a time. What time are you going to do this? 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 Now, some of you will like freak out and be like, I don't want to schedule my life like that. I don't want to have my life planned out like that. That feels too restrictive. Trust me. That is where the freedom is. And the first thing that you want to do before you even put anything in your calendar is plan your free time. So you know, like, so for me, Tuesdays, I get Tuesdays off. That's my free time, right? I normally have Fridays off. That's my free time. Everything else I have on the other days. Okay. So you take everything off the to-do list and you put it on the calendar over the next week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever. All I have to do is put all that stuff on my calendar. And then you know what I do? Come on, say it with me. I throw away the to-do list. The most common question I get is, what if I don't know how long something will take? Let me tell you, you give yourself a certain amount of time to get that thing done, and you get it done within that certain amount of time, period. When you're living on default mode, that's when you're like, well, I don't know how long it'll take me. When you're living in deliberate mode, you say, I'm going to get it done in an hour. And so that's how you have to plan your life. Now, what I do is I give myself a certain amount of time to get something done. If I don't get it done in that certain amount of time, then I tell myself, okay, if you don't get it done, then you're going to have to work during your free time. I don't want to work during my free time. So you know what happens? Is I get it done. And it helps me pace myself. It helps me work smarter and more efficiently, because if I have an hour to get something done, I'm not going to go see what my friend posted on Instagram. I'm not going to answer the phone when it rings. I'm not going to be looking at notifications that are coming in. I have an hour to get this done. You're going to look at your calendar and it's going to be crazy with all the stuff that you have to do, right? There's going to be chunks of free time because you're going to plan those ahead of time. But then when you work, you're going to go to work and you're going to be so much more productive, because if you give yourself a whole day to get your to-do list done, you know what you get done? Mostly nothing. And you're haphazard and you're all over the place and you're switching gears and you're trying to multitask and everything gets kind of done half-assed. But here's what's going to happen. Wednesday is going to come. And you're going to look at that calendar and it's going to say, clean out the closet from 12 to 2. At 12 o'clock on Tuesday or on Wednesday, you are not going to want to clean out the closet. You are not. You know what you're going to want to do? You're going to want to eat Cheez-Its in front of Netflix, because your primitive brain's like, that would be so much more fun. 12 o'clock, it's time to clean the closet. Your primitive brain's like, And then your prefrontal will be like, well, maybe we don't need to today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Or, there's some other things that have come up that are important that we should probably focus on instead. And what about this? And what about that? And what about this? If you live your life like that, you're going to have a very sloppy life. But if you say, no, I made a decision that 12 o'clock, I was going to clean out the closet. You know what I'm going to do at 12 o'clock? I'm going to clean out the closet. You're going to plan. You're going to make decisions ahead of time, and then you got to learn how to process an urge without acting on it, because the urge will be to not clean the closet, to not write the blog post, to not eat the kale salad, to not go on the walk, to not whatever it is that you were going to do during that time when you said you were going to do it. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to push it around and change it and spend less time on it. You're going to want to change your calendar. But if you follow that calendar so strictly, so beautifully, then you get your free time at the end and everything's done. So focus time, it's when you work on your business, you work on your life, you work on your job instead of just in it. And we call this time no time because no notifications are off. You shut down your Slack, you shut down your phone, you turn everything into airplane mode. This is your time to focus. So for some of you, if you have a job at work, like if you work for somebody else, you would want to use this time to maybe get really intense brain work done where you're like, I have this project to work on, or I'm writing a brief, or I'm creating a program, or I have an Excel spreadsheet I'm trying to create that's like super important. So you would schedule that time where you are really going to step back from the busy work of your job, from the completion work of your job. And this is more of the thinking time. This is a really important time. And in fact, your Monday hour one is focus time. It's when you're stepping back from your week and planning your week from a really conscious, conscientious way. Okay? Make sure you turn all of your notifications off. That includes any little badges that show up on your computer, anything that buzzes, anything that will interrupt you from staying completely focused during that time. And I just want you to make sure that you're taking the time to learn how to focus. When I teach time management, it's not just so you can be a little bit better at your life at all. This is all about living a conscious and deliberate life. Time management and this process is about taking your life truly to the next level. The way that we're teaching it is so you can understand the importance of paying attention to your life, using the best part of your brain, and ultimately fulfilling what could truly be your destiny of your life. When we have people come to us and say, I don't really want to do this planning process. I don't really want to sit down and do all these things. It's very tedious. I'd rather be spontaneous. There's a couple things I want to say about that. First of all, no, you don't. Because if you're always doing what you feel like you want to do in the moment, you're going to be doing one of three things. You're going to be laying on your couch, sleeping or watching Netflix. You're going to be eating, doing drugs, or drinking alcohol. Or you're like literally just going to be hiding from your life. You do not want to do what you feel like doing in the moment, because the way your brain is programmed, the way that you are like wired is to just be reactive. And so you'll never be able to create anything amazing in your life. So many people have great ideas and things they want to do and things that they start.
Yes.
And here's what I want to offer. Anyone can start something. It doesn't require much of anything to start something. It's like, think about things that you've started and not finished. There always has to be an excuse as to why. Why didn't you get that done? Or why, or excuses why you're not showing up or missing meetings or whatever. It just takes some, and I want you to imagine your life if you don't need excuses. Like that whole like bucket of excuses that you have, you just can get rid of them. Like you don't need them at all anymore, because you said you're going to do something and then you ultimately know that you're going to do it. Like everyone's like, what's the secret to success? That is it, to be able to do what you say you're going to do in a consistent way. But you can't just say what you're going to do or create a project in a way like, oh, I'm going to have this big project done next year. Right. And then that's the end of it. Yeah. Right? You have to go through the Monday hour one, the planning process, to be able to have the track all laid down. Then you just get on the train and ride it. I know that some of you want more help with this. And the way that I sell and the way that I make offers is I offer to help. Okay. I believe that selling is about creating more value and offering more value than I ask in return. I have created an entire class. This is Self-Coaching Scholars. This is the page you land on. But if you click Study Vault, you will go into this Study Vault, and there is a class right here. Welcome to Monday Hour 1. I am so thrilled to invite you into this course with me. When you join Scholars, you get immediate access to that class. It's a membership program. It's $297 a month, and you get access to that class. And you also get, now you may just want to join for the 1 month to get access and take that class. That's fine. But in addition to that, you also get weekly one-to-one coaching with a coach. You're stuck, you need some help, you need someone to talk to. Included in the $297 for the month, you will get a one-to-one private coaching session with one of my coaches. So you'll be able to get on the phone with them, private, confidential, communicate, go through these processes with them. You also get weekly live coaching in a group. I coach in a group. So basically it'll be just like this. You'll come on, I'll pull you on and coach you one-to-one in front of everyone, or you can just watch me coach other people or some of the other coaches. We also have many other classes. We have weight loss classes and coaching classes and learning the model classes and relationship classes. We have all those classes within there. You get that as well. And then we also have a 24-hour online coaching program. So if you want to post something like, hey, I'm having problems with this, someone will reply to you with that. That is my entire sales pitch. Is basically my invitation for you to come coach with us, you to feel better with us. So if you're interested in joining Scholars, which I would love to have you in there, and if you're not already in there, I know a lot of you already are, please go to thelifecoachschool.com/join. I've been through a lot of challenges in my own life, a lot of trauma in my own life that I've utilized and become better because of and not in spite of. And so that's one of the things that we will be talking about in our weekly live coaching groups and classes in Scholars. We'll be talking about that live. And my dream and wish for each of you that is exposed to me is that you keep getting better in your life, no matter what's happening. No matter what's happening in the world, no matter what negative things are happening to you, you're able to utilize the tools that I teach to take your life and everything to the next level.